What's going on, y'all? Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to donate to the channel, the cash app's to the top right corner of the video. But let's get into it, man, because today I wanted to talk about how Drake is ruining Akademiks' credibility as of recently. So, as many of you know who tapped into the channel yesterday, who have been watching the channel since the last time we went live, we talked about how Akademiks has sent these messages about Drake talking badly about LeBron between this other male individual. We talked about how Akademiks was saying that that was fake, and then we proved later on that it turned out to be real from what it looked like on Instagram, from the things that the gentleman was posting online. It looked like he wasn't lying, and he had the receipts to back it up. Now, the crazy part about this individual, his name is Chris Blake Griffith. Apparently, this man has been in some controversy himself. He's been in a lot of issues in the sports entertaining world when it comes to boxing and when it comes to the NFL. Here, this is where Akademiks and Drake get involved. This is how Drake getting caught lying destroyed DJ Akademiks' credibility in just 24 hours. I'm going to run through this thread and I'm going to see what it is exactly that it says, break down the whole story. So it says here that on May 29, 2023, Chris Blake Griffith, a clothing designer, I guess he's a clothing designer now, not an NFL stylist, he was attacked and robbed by Stefon Diggs, an NFL player, brother, and two friends. Stefon Diggs apparently tried to make a zesty move on him, which is Chris, and he turned him down. So Diggs sent his brother and his friends to take him out. So I guess this was payback for whatever Stefon was accused of doing to him. I guess he sent his brother and his friends to go after Chris. It says, but luckily Chris escaped. The perpetrators got arrested and eventually had to do some community service. Right here, it's a clip of them, I believe, in an elevator scenario. And this is where they step in, and this is where they confront him and all that, right? Can't play it any further than that. But essentially, they take him to the ground and they try to get him out of the elevator. This is Dares. This is the individual by the name of Dares, which I'm sure they're trying to hint that this man has a relationship with Stefon Diggs. And this was them trying to get him out of the elevator. See, that's Dares right there. And this is them trying to get him out of this area right here. So this is the scenario essentially that the man was talking about with Drake in the text messages. I guess this was the scenario. This is the elevator from another angle. This is him outside of it. This is the whole thing that the man was trying to explain to Drake with that incident that happened. This is the angle where you see all the men go inside the elevator and try to question him. This is when they do all of that. So this is basically some more proof of what was happening that built up to that point where he messages Drake. So we know that this man is close to Drake because he designed clothes for OVO. He also gave him these shorts. This is something that we confirmed. This is something that he had posted as receipts that he knows Drake personally on a personal basis. So this is him with Drake with the shorts with a better picture of them all together with the memorabilia here. So we could confirm that this man was cool with Drake. He knew Drake, and that Drake was lying again, was not telling the truth. And this is where we kind of started with it. The connection between the two got heated, and Drake apparently called him a rat, which prompted Chris to leak some DMs on his Instagram between him and Drake. The shocker on the DM was within the messages, Drake is insinuating that LeBron might have cheated on his wife, Savannah. And this is where everything just fell out into play with us discovering these messages. But it looks like we were in the middle of something bigger than what he was just saying about LeBron. When it comes to Chris and his issues with Stefon Diggs and Drake calling him a rat, it looks like there was a whole other issue going on that took into play. But also with the LeBron disrespect that's been going on with Drake, it also added a role into these messages as well, which was the reason why they kind of went viral in the first place. But now this whole situation is going viral again, even though this happened a few months ago, because they got Drake involved and because the fact that people kind of like shrugged it off as not being true. Now it looks like it all might be true. Now it looks like it all might have some truth to it. But this is when Akademiks started lying about the whole scenario, possibly afraid of the repercussions of the DMs. Drake wanted to shut it down. So he contacted Akademiks to tell that the DMs are fake. He quickly posted on X that the DMs are fake and that Chris is only using this for clout. He says these are fake. These are fake DMs. Drake called Buddy a rat. He got mad, made up some fake DM, tried to make the blogs and everything go viral, and the story sorts the boy, which is really bad because it's those same DMs where Drake is calling him a rat. You're calling those DMs fake, but you're confirming that those DMs are real when Drake calls him a rat. It doesn't make sense at all. Either they're real or fake. Nonetheless, they are real, confirmed to be real. This is Drake using academics to spin a different narrative. So this is literally academics being uncreditable, not being a reliable source, not being truthful, and being one-sided in the situation on Drake's side. Drake is using the media, and this is academics, right? He is the media. He's the number one hip hop media outlet. He's using him to his benefit so that way he could try to change the narrative online that none of this is real, when in fact it is real because there's so many receipts to prove the boy wrong, to prove Drake wrong, and to prove that academics is lying for Drake. This is why people don't believe academics at all. This is why people think that he's not credible anymore, because anything that Drake says, he's going to think it's true. When you're somebody that's been doing this shit as long as academics, bro, it's you have to do your due diligence to confirm whatever Drake is telling you is true or not. You can't just take it by word of mouth. Just because Drake says that it's true doesn't mean that it is. You have to figure it out for yourself if it's really true or not. Him just messaging Drake and Drake saying that it's not real, and then him posting it immediately after he tells him that it's not, is definitely something a fan would do. It's not somebody who is doing their due diligence, and it's somebody who's losing all credibility right before our very eyes. This is why nobody goes to academics for the truth anymore. This is why anybody can't take what academics is saying to be the truth at all. And this is why people are believing that he's losing all his credibility at this time. Most of the news outlets that posted the DMs quickly deleted once academics announced that Drake himself told Act that the DMs are fake. This is all the things that Drake is trying to do to prove that these aren't real. The end game, Chris, extremely furious for not only being called a rat, but also a liar, posted a video of the DMs that show that the DMs are in fact real, and that Drake lied to academics to try to cover up the stuff that he said about LeBron and LeBron's wife, Savannah. So this is confirming that not only is Drake calling Buddy a rat and a liar, he's also insinuating that LeBron cheated on his wife and that this guy was a fucking liar. And that this guy was a liar, but he's not a liar, bro. He's telling the truth. And it looks like whatever he got going on with Stefon Diggs or whatever the case might be real also, bro. Allegedly. We'll keep it alleged, but apparently the story was so big months ago, but it didn't really grow legs because people just couldn't believe that Stefon Diggs would do that. Now that this is involved again with Drake and all that, it looks like that story might actually have some truth to it. Allegedly, though. We'll keep it alleged, but I don't know the full story until this point, just because we came into the story when Drake came into the story. But it looks like Drake did everything that he could do to keep this shit under wraps. Aftermath, it's almost poetic, definitely ironic. Academics was the one to expose Drake as a liar, and Drake was the one who caused Academics to lose his credibility. And I think that's the story that we need to understand. Academics was the one to expose Drake as a liar, but Drake is the one who caused Academics to lose all his credibility. And I bring this story to you for that exact reason. I think Academics is somebody who let this beef get to his head. I think he let his pride get to him. And I think him being the number one hip hop media outlet source for everything hip hop has gotten to him. And he's losing that credibility for having that title when he listens to Drake at every single word that he types to him, every single word that he says to him, instead of doing his due diligence and looking up that information and finding out if it's real or not on his own, not just getting it from word of mouth. People lie. Drake lies. Drake manipulates. And I think Academics is going to pay for that every time that he listens to Drake. With situations like this, look at these. Look at this. 4.6 million views. A lot of people are starting to understand that Drake controls Academics. Academics isn't a reliable source, and he's not a reliable source anymore. Academics is losing all his credibility because of the loyalty that he has for Drake. This situation is just one scenario where they got caught in a lie. Who's to say other scenarios that they lied about? And who's to say in the future what other scenarios they will lie about? As far as I'm concerned, anything that Academics says, I wouldn't believe. Anything when it comes to the rap beef, I wouldn't believe. Whatever it comes about Drake, I wouldn't believe. Whatever it comes about Kendrick Lamar, I wouldn't believe Academics at all. Definitely losing a lot of credibility. and is becoming less of a reliable source when it comes to hip hop media information because he chose a side in the beef. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this scenario. I really do feel like Drake caused a lot of issues for academics. I think he messed up his credibility, his reliability. You messed up everything when it comes to that, bro, because he wanted to use him. He didn't have his best interests at heart. I'm not trying to speak up for academics at this point, but it's true. That's what Kendrick said when he called him a manipulator. I think academics is just blind because he's friends with a celebrity. He's friends with one of the biggest hip hop stars that's came out of this generation. And I feel like academics really just needs to look in the mirror and realize that Drake is not somebody that has his best interests at heart. He only cares about himself. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. Y'all get back to me in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace. Keep it a legend.